Greetings from Dystopia, episode 33. It's going to be a cold and wet day. See you guys later on. Beginning to feel like the Postal Service. Rain, sleet, hail, or snow. I'm gonna walk. It's actually not too bad. The rain's a little annoying. This jacket sucks. I like frog togs. And I like having this jacket in the van. But it stays wrinkly for quite a while after you unpack it. But yeah, it's always good to have some kind of wet weather gear. Back to walking that same section I walked yesterday. Back out here again. Trying to tuck my hand back in, I forgot my gloves. Nothing new today, just like I said, I'm out for the walk. When I get back this afternoon, I will go ahead and mount the Raspberry Pi 3 A Plus into the RAB board, and I'll start to create the video for actually, the rain's slowing down a little bit. I'll take the hat off, the hood off. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get the Raspberry Pi mounted on the RAB board and start doing some screen shooting of the the load process. It's going to be an interesting one to figure out the best way to do that. Technically, I mean. But yeah, I'll get that done today. I do love it. I don't know why, but something about a rainy day when you hear the birds still chirping no matter what. Cardinal going over here. A few minutes ago I had a couple hawks back behind me chattering to each other. Kind of makes up for the crappy weather. But that one hit me right in the forehead, nice and cold too. But yeah, I'll get that all mounted up and start walking through the download and the installation process. There may be some points that you have to take what I say as a given because I'm not able to record that portion of it. I could just use the camera and video the screen, I guess. But like I said, we'll get it hooked up. The Raspberry Pi will be set up on an external monitor first to complete the load process and preparation for actually putting, attaching the external or the compact LCD, the 7-inch. So yeah, make sure you have an extra monitor when you get to that point, or access to your TV. Without the family raising too much hell because you disconnected the TV. But yeah, that's a pretty straightforward process. I think if anything, the updating takes longer than the install, just to make sure that you're up to date on everything. But where possible, I'll include all the links to relative documentation. If you get lost on my video, you'll be able to follow along on a written instruction somewhere. Actually, the one at the Raspberry Pi Foundation is very, very good. So, and now the rain's starting to pick back up. All right, guys. See you in a few minutes. Yikes. Rain comes and goes. Just a minute ago it came through. Just a gully washer, just pouring rain. But it only lasted for, 15, 20 seconds. Now we're back to a very light drizzle. Like I was saying earlier about the birds, it always does amaze me on a rainy day how the simplest thing can can kind of cheer you up, you know, especially the sound of birds. Heard a couple kits on the other side here, just, I don't know, about 300-400 feet back. It makes me wonder if they don't somehow, in these casting piles that I was talking about yesterday, if they don't have a den up in there. It would make sense, you know, when they pile up the big rocks, if they'd leave a void big enough for a fox to put a den in, or to have a den in. Oh. Yeah, see, like that one right there. There's a void right there. It's easily big enough. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think I'm gonna try and do this stretch this next warm day. I'll go from Romeoville, which is back there, all the way down to Lockport, which is down there. I'll have to measure out the distance on the map. It's probably 6 miles, 5-6 miles. I'll put it right here on the screen. And there comes a little bit more rain. Hope some of you guys are having nicer weather. And I've mentioned it a few times, but spring in north central Illinois is it's definitely interesting. We don't really get a good stretch of warm days until early May to mid-May. Then June you get nice weather, and July and August are just hot and humid. But you got to take the good with the bad, right? So I don't mind it, spring weather, so much because it's cooler. It's an interesting one. My favorite time of the year is really just when I only need a t-shirt. I don't need, you know, to put on a rain jacket, a fleece, the buff. But I don't mind either way. I do love a good thunderstorm. Haven't had a really good one yet this year. We had some thunder last week, but nothing major. So we'll have to hope for some good thunderstorms in May. It's a train track right on the other side of this casting hill. Let's see if I made halfway yet. Yes, I did. So, do I want to walk? I don't know if that'll show up on the camera. There's a little dark patch right by that thicker tree down there. I'm curious if that's a bridge. How do we think? Yeah, let's walk there. Let's go see what's there. Have to switch hands here for a minute. I pulled my sleeve up far enough and it wouldn't go back down over the watch. I don't know how many of you actually walk trails and stuff, but I love to walk the same stretch a few times, especially when it's a new piece. Because like yesterday, I walked down here. I didn't notice the rock face all the way down here. I saw patches of it back at the beginning, but I didn't notice it beyond that. And now here we are with this whole section of exposed rock all the way down. That's what I was talking about, where this area is really heavily quarried. This whole general area right here from Joliet and Romeoville on up through portions of Bolingbrook and Naperville. So if you're looking on a map trying to figure out where it's all at, there are quite a few quarries. Even Naperville has an old quarry downtown that they've let fill in, and you can rent paddle boats and ride around. Can fish it in some spots. That's a really beautiful part of Naperville too. But yeah, I find after I walk a trail, 2 times or 3 times, each time I start to notice more and more things that I didn't see the first time. Plus you notice if things change. Like I was talking about with the wildflowers, when you walk the woods, you know, go a couple times a week back to the same wood, and then you'll be able to see the change in the wildflowers, which is really cool. Right down here, got a whole big patch of wild onion. Wild onion salad. Something I haven't done in a while is had a wild salad. Might have to take care of that. See, look how much prettier this is now. Where you can see the rock coming up. The electric pole kind of detracts from it, but whatever that is farther away than I thought it was, and the rain's starting to pick back up. See you guys in a few. Well, it turns out my dark patch was a garbage can, but the I&M Canal makes this really interesting like little curve, and up on that hilltop right there is a shelter. So I'm gonna go check that out, but I wanted to show you this, how an old creek kind of follows down and stops right on the rock there, and then slowly trickles down. It would be interesting to get on the other side and see what's over there. Well, not quite halfway. I'll post a picture over this. Can't quite tell what that hill is. This hill over here. Can't quite tell what that is on the GPS, so I'll have to do an aerial view of it later. Other than all the trash back here. Paper towels, my guess is it's napkins. Used for wiping. I love these stone shelters with the brown wood. Doesn't matter where they are. Now I'm sitting on the bench. I got 1,000 steps to get back. Or I should say to hit my limit for my goal for the day. But yeah, I'll turn around and head back from here. And then measure this out on a map later and see. I'm not quite halfway to Lockport, so should only be a few hour trip if I want to walk from that point to Lockport. So I could easily do it there and an out and back on a day. I don't know, maybe if the weather's nicer tomorrow I'll do it. Definite chill in the air, especially with the rain. It's a nice spot. You can hear red-winged blackbirds, a meadowlark, chickadees. Hear a couple robins. No cardinal yet. The cardinal was back up the trail a little bit. This could be a nice spot to come have a lunch because it's kind of elevated above the I&M Canal. So it makes for a nice spot to sit up until a train goes whizzing by behind you, because it's, I don't know, 75 feet to the tracks, if that. Yeah, probably 60 feet. You can see the track right there. Alright guys, I'm going to go finish this walk, head back, and then probably throw in some raspberry pie stuff here today. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Hey folks, I'm back in the car. Cold and wet. But what do you want on a rainy day when it's 45 degrees out? Just look at the thermometer. Alright guys, that's it for today. We'll throw in some raspberry pie stuff here today, at least the download of the image and how to create the image on a micro SD, and then we'll see you again tomorrow. Be good. Be well. See you tomorrow.